Hello, welcome to A Few Minutes with Esther. I'm Buddy Pennington, pastor of Westville Assembly of God in Holmes County, Florida. Tonight's lesson, number 1, following the introduction that we had last week, brings in verses number 10 through 12 of the first chapter of Esther. I'm not going to read all of this to you, but I do want to point out a few things that happened in verses 10 through 12 before I make a couple of comments for you. The first thing is that at the end of the great 7-day feast that King Ahasuerus, also known as Xerxes, set up for the people who were part of the palace there at Shushan, he decided, because of the fact that he was merry at heart from drinking a lot of wine, that he wanted his queen, whose name we commonly call Vashti, to come out and parade to the nobles from the palace to display her beauty. King Ahasuerus was very proud of his beautiful queen, but because of his state of affairs from all the wine he had been drinking, I think he made a bad choice. He chose, because of her beauty, to parade her in front of the nobles of the palace. He sent 7 of his eunuchs, who were part of his personal attendants, to go get the queen, with the command to come with her royal crown on to display her beauty to the great party. Queen Vashti refused to do so. This angered King Ahasuerus tremendously. Her refusal to go out into this great big party just so everybody could gawk at her beauty sets the stage for all the other events of the book of Esther. We have to remember that at this time in history, everyone, including the queen, was subject to the demands and the commands of the king. When the king said something, you did it. If you did not do it, you possibly would be put to death or banished from the presence of the king forever. You would lose all of your importance and influence if you refused to do what he wanted you to do. By rejecting his desire to have her walk around in front of all of these probably drunken officials from the palace, she was defying the king's authority. We need to remember that sometimes, whenever we make decisions to defy laws of the land or the kings and rulers of the land, we make those decisions based on our own principles and our own values, not on the values of those in leadership. I want to encourage you, maintain your own values. Stick with your faith. If you believe in Jesus Christ, don't let the commands of others affect whether or not you continue to display your belief. Queen Vashti was going to suffer some consequences because of her decision. She knew that because of her place in the palace as queen. She knew she was not supposed to defy the king's command, but she did it anyway. We need to commend Vashti for her refusal to let her beauty be gawked at. I want to encourage you to read the rest of chapter 1 from the book of Esther before our next video study. The rest of this chapter gives you Ahasuerus' response to Vashti's rejection of his command. We'll talk about that in the next video. May God richly bless you until next time, whenever we get together for A Few Minutes with Esther.